Dr. R.K. Radha, Assistant Professor, Department of Statistics, Presidency College, Chennai. She has done her PhD in statistics on a novel approach for prior selection in Bayesian modeling. She has 27 years of teaching experience, has guided 4 MPhil students, published 5 articles in national and international journals, has attended 10 conferences in India. She had given training for staff at Tamil Nadu State Statistical Training Institute, Department of Economics and Statistics.
Welcome to UGC lecture series on statistical inferences. Today we are going to talk about some more concepts on testing of hypothesis. We are going to discuss about most powerful test, uniformly most powerful test, unbiased test and unbiased critical region, Neyman Pearson's lemma and likelihood ratio test. So let us first understand the concept of most powerful test. So consider the test of simple null hypothesis H naught such that theta is equal to theta naught. So already I have said that what is a simple null hypothesis, and hypothesis which specifies the population parameters completely against the simple alternative hypothesis H1 such that theta is equal to theta 1. Second, if C and D are the critical regions of size alpha, I have already said that critical region is nothing but the rejection region of size alpha. That is, let alpha be equal to probability of C comma theta naught, and alpha is probability of t comma theta naught. That is, alpha is nothing but probability of type 1 error, that is if the point falls in the critical region given that H naught is true. Then C is the best critical region of size alpha if the power of the test at theta is equal to theta 1 is the largest among all the possible hypothesis tests. More formally, C is the best critical region of size alpha if for every other critical region D of size alpha, if we are able to show probability under the critical region C is greater than or equal to probability under the critical region D. That is, C is the best critical region of size alpha if the power of C is at least as greater as the power of every other critical region D of size alpha. Then C is the most powerful size alpha test. Next, let us go for the concept of uniformly most powerful test. So here the critical region C is a uniformly most powerful critical region of size alpha for testing a simple hypothesis against an alternative composite hypothesis. In most powerful test, we have discussed the concept saying that it is simple against simple. Here it is simple against a composite hypothesis. If the set C is the best critical region of size alpha for testing H naught against each simple hypothesis H1, a test defined by this critical region is called uniformly most powerful test with a significance level for testing the simple hypothesis H naught against the alternative composite hypothesis H1. Now, one more concept we are going to discuss, namely unbiased test and unbiased critical region. So consider testing of H naught such that theta is equal to theta naught against H1 theta equal to theta 1. The critical region C and consequently the test based on it is said to be unbiased if the power of the test exceeds the size of the critical region. You have to be very careful for the unbiased test that the power of the test should exceed the size of the critical region, that is 1 minus beta should be greater than alpha. Note, every most powerful test or uniformly most powerful critical region is necessarily unbiased. Hence, you can call it as a if most powerful unbiased test or uniformly most powerful unbiased test. So next, to find out what is the best critical region which is given by Neyman Pearson's lemma. So the lemma states that if there exists a critical region C of size alpha and a constant k such that L0 by L1, where L0 is nothing but L denotes the likelihood function, where that likelihood function is also called as a joint density function. So, L0 is nothing but the likelihood function under the null hypothesis. Okay. So, the joint density function corresponding to L0 is nothing but product of f of xi comma theta naught. L1 is nothing but again the likelihood function under theta 1. So, here the likelihood function, I said it is a joint density function. So, product of I is equal to 1 to n f of xi comma theta 1. So, this ratio is less than or equal to k inside C, that is this ratio, it is less than or equal to k, where k is a constant, which will lie inside the C. Otherwise, L0 by L1, which is given by product of f of xi comma theta naught divided by product of I is equal to 1 to n f of xi comma theta 1 is greater than or equal to k outside the critical region. So, depending upon these two, the C is called as the best critical region of size alpha given by Neyman-Pearson's lemma. Let us discuss the concept of likelihood ratio test. So, let us see what first the Neyman-Pearson's lemma gives. The Neyman-Pearson's lemma provides means of constructing most powerful critical region for testing simple hypothesis against a simple alternative hypothesis. Okay. But it fails to give a test when the hypotheses are composite. So, if it is composite, then Neyman-Pearson's lemma fails, hence we have to go for a general method for constructing the critical region for composite hypothesis, which can be done by the likelihood ratio test. So, let us see what is that likelihood ratio test. Suppose the random variable x has a density function f of x theta 1, theta 2 etc. up to theta k depending upon k parameters. So, n parameters have got the k parameters. Okay, density function which has got the k parameters. Let the composite hypothesis to be tested is nothing but h0 is h1 is such that theta equal to theta I dash to differentiate from the simple hypothesis. Let x1 etc. up to xn be a random sample of size n. Then we know that the likelihood function L of x comma theta is nothing but the joint density function. So, I is equal to 1 to n f of xi theta 1 etc. up to theta k. Therefore, under h0, okay, it is L0 such that x comma theta dash will be nothing but f of xi. All the theta 1, theta 2 will be replaced by your dash, that is your to differentiate from the simple to the composite hypothesis. So, here let theta I cap be the maximum likelihood estimator of theta I. So, I have said that for a given problem or a given density function, find out the likelihood function, differentiate partially with respect to the parameter, equate it to 0, get the value, substitute in the second derivative, and if the function is going to be less than 0, then we say that the function is the maximum likelihood estimator, that is at what point the function attains the maximum. If we are able to find out, then that estimator is called as a maximum likelihood estimator. So, likewise, let theta I cap be the maximum likelihood estimator of theta I for the function L of x comma theta. Let theta I dash be the maximum likelihood estimator of theta I under h1. So, under h1 repeat the same procedure of maximum likelihood thing. So, whatever estimator I am getting, that estimator I am denoting it as theta cap I dash. So, So under this estimator, the likelihood function is going to be product I is equal to 1 f of xi theta 1 dash theta 2 etc. up to theta k dash. Now you consider the ratio. The ratio I am denoting it as lambda, which is nothing but L naught of x comma theta dash divided by L of x theta. This ratio is called as a likelihood, and you will find that this ratio is nothing but the function of x1 etc. up to xn only. So L of x of theta cap is a maximum with respect to all the parameters, while L of x theta dash is maximum only after some or all of the parameters have been restricted by h naught, because we have considered composite hypothesis. Okay, alternative is to be composite. Therefore, you will have L of x theta cap dash, and you find that L of x theta cap dash is less than L of x theta cap, because here you are finding only few of the estimators compared to the whole lot of the estimators, and lambda can assume the values between 0 and 1 because lambda is a random variable. If h naught is true and g of lambda is the density function of the lambda, then we can find lambda, say lambda naught, by using the condition probability that lambda is less than lambda naught, which translating in the integrated form, it is integral 0 to lambda naught. G of lambda is the corresponding density function, which is nothing but my alpha. Then the critical region of size alpha is 0 is less than or equal to lambda is less than lambda. So here the statement goes that we reject the h naught if lambda is less than or equal to lambda naught, where lambda naught is given by the equation 1. Now let us go for the simplest example to find out the best critical region. So here I have taken this particular problem. Test the hypothesis h naught such that theta equal to theta naught against the alternative h1 such that theta equal to theta 1 is less than theta naught for the probability density function f of x theta, which is 0 into e power minus theta x, where x is greater than 0. So for this particular problem, let us see how to work out the best critical region. So here we are given f of x comma theta, the density function is theta e power minus theta x, and you are being given x is greater than or equal to 0. And our hypothesis is being given as h naught such that theta equal to theta naught against the alternative theta equal to theta 1, where theta 1 is less than theta naught. Now the problem is to find out the best critical region. So here if x1, x2 etc. up to xn is a random sample of size n drawn from the given population, then L is nothing but my likelihood function which I am denoting it as L of x comma theta. So according to the definition, this is product of f of xi comma theta, I is equal to 1 to n. So this is equal to product of I is equal to 1 to n f of xi comma theta. So which is f of x1 comma theta, f of x2 comma theta, which goes on up to f of xn comma theta. Given f of x comma theta is equal to theta e power minus theta x. Therefore, L of x comma theta is nothing but theta e power minus theta x1 into theta e power minus theta x2, etc. up to theta e power minus theta xn. So, collect all the thetas. You will have, here it is e power minus theta x1, e power minus theta x2, etc. e power minus theta xn. So, here you have for n function, that is n times. So, it is theta power n. Now, here it is e power minus theta, take it outside. Here it becomes x1 plus x2, etc. up to xn. So, it is L of x comma theta now is theta power n e power minus theta you have taken, and when you sum up all these things, it becomes summation of xi, I is equal to 1 to n. Therefore, you have L of x comma theta equal to theta power n e power minus theta summation xi. Now, let me write this as equation 1. So, now 1 under h naught will be L naught, okay, that is L of x, here theta will be theta naught. So, this will become theta naught power n e power minus theta naught summation xi. Let me take it as equation number 2. Again 1 under h1 will be L1 equal to L of x theta 1. So, this will become theta 1 power n e power minus theta 1 summation xi, which I will take it as equation number 3. Now, my objective is to find out the best critical region, which is given by Neyman-Pearson's lemma, and the Neyman-Pearson's lemma says that you have to consider L0 by L1 and see what happens. So, L0 by L1, which is equal to theta naught power n e power minus theta naught summation xi. Here it is going to be theta 1 power n e power minus theta 1 summation xi. So, let me take it as equation number 3, that is 2 and 3 I am using in this particular equation. So, I will take it as equation number 4. My objective is to find out best critical region. Best critical region, that is, I will denote it as BCR, which is given by two conditions, that is L0 by L1 less than or equal to k inside C is one condition, and L0 by L1 greater than or equal to k outside C. So, what we are going to do is that we are going to try to substitute what is the ratio and see what happens, and at what particular point the critical region is going to be the best critical region. So, to find the best critical region, that is best critical region, which is given by L0 by L1 less than or equal to K inside C, and L0 by L1 is greater than or equal to K outside C. Now we will take the fourth equation and see what happens. So here from 4, L0 by L1 is nothing but theta naught power n e power minus theta naught summation xi, and here it is theta 1 power n e power minus theta 1 summation xi, which I will write it as theta naught by theta 1 the whole power n into e power minus of summation xi. It becomes here theta naught minus theta 1, or I can write this as theta naught by theta 1 the whole power n e power minus, I will take it as minus is plus, so summation xi, this will become theta 1 minus theta naught. So this is my L0 by L1. Now take log. Now take log. So actually I have take log. When you take log, you will have log of L0 by L1. Okay, but my objective is to find out the critical region, best critical region. So here there are two conditions I have said. One condition is that it can lie inside C or outside C. So here let me check first L0 by L1 less than or equal to K. So here if L0 by L1 is less than or equal to K, then I will have this particular equation theta naught by theta 1 the whole power n e power summation xi into theta 1 minus theta naught is less than or equal to t. Now take log. Now take log. So when you take log, you will have log of theta naught by theta 1 the whole power n e to the power of minus summation xi. Inside you have got theta 1 minus theta naught. This is less than or equal to K. So let me take, that is summation xi theta 1 minus theta naught, which is less than or equal to K. When you take to the other side, it becomes theta 1 by theta naught the whole power n. Now if you take log, you will have minus summation xi, log into e power will become the power itself. So it is summation xi theta 1 minus theta naught less than or equal to log K theta 1 by theta naught the whole power n. Therefore, if I take minus summation xi, it is theta naught by theta 1. If I take theta 1 by theta naught, it becomes the plus sign. So here you will have plus sign here. So it becomes plus sign. And you know that x bar can be written as summation xi by n. So this implies that summation xi is equal to nx bar. Hence, this particular term will become nx bar into theta 1 minus theta naught, which is less than or equal to log K theta 1 by theta naught the whole power n. Now my objective is to find out the best critical region, that is where the sample point falls inside the critical region. So that is my x bar. So retaining x bar and transforming the other side, you will have x bar is less than or equal to theta 1 by theta naught the whole power n log k divided by n into theta 1 minus theta naught. This is the case where L naught by L1 is less than or equal to k. If L naught by L1 is greater than or equal to k, what happens we have to see. So, in such a case, my likelihood function will be x bar greater than or equal to theta 1 by theta naught the whole power n log k divided by n into theta 1 minus theta naught. Now, I have got these two equations decides your best critical region. So, I have got this as one particular region and this is the other particular region. Now, I have to decide which one is going to be the best critical region. So, let me take this condition. Say I will take it as equation number 3 and this as equation number 4. So, now this will decide upon your theta 1 and theta naught. You remember that my h naught is such that theta is equal to theta naught and h1 is such that theta is equal to theta 1 is less than theta naught. So, here if theta 1 minus theta naught is going to be greater than 0, this will imply theta 1 is greater than theta naught. Again, if theta 1 minus theta naught is less than or equal to 0, this will imply theta 1 is less than or equal to theta naught. So, here this condition you will have, see here this condition I will take it as A and this if I denote it as equal to B, I find that for the condition that is x bar is greater than or equal to this particular thing provided theta 1 is less than or equal to theta naught. So, the best critical, this condition is satisfied only if theta 1 is greater than or equal to theta naught, whereas this condition is satisfied only if theta 1 is less than or equal to theta naught. Hence, my best critical region is given by B if x bar is greater than or equal to B for the condition theta 1 less than or equal to theta naught. So, if L naught is less than L1 greater than or equal to K outside C and you get x bar is greater than or equal to B where B is nothing but this whole lot provided if theta 1 is less than theta naught gives you the best critical region for the given condition, that is two conditions are given, h naught such that theta equal to theta 1, theta naught h1 such that theta equal to theta 1 less than theta naught. So, the best critical region is given by the condition 4, that is B, satisfying x bar is greater than or equal to B. In today's class, we have discussed about the most powerful test and uniformly most powerful test. In most powerful tests, it is very important that you are testing simple against a simple alternative, whereas in uniformly most powerful test, you are testing simple against composite alternative. Next, we have discussed about Neyman-Pearson's lemma. This lemma provides a best critical region, but here it is for simple against a simple alternative. Likelihood ratio also provides a critical region, but in particular it provides a critical region for composite hypothesis. So, now I have got few questions to be answered by you. So, define most powerful, uniformly most powerful test, state Neyman-Pearson's lemma and explain likelihood ratio test. Thank you.